How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. A little bit of German-style Pilsner time in the form of Daredevil Brewing's Pils. Daredevil. Did not have anything from these guys until about a month ago. A friend of mine actually went down to Indy, where these guys are located. Ended up bringing back a growler for me. Thank you very much, Joel. And I dug it. And, posted a review, and a couple weeks later, the actual head brewer was like, "Hey, man," and he's like, "I saw your review and watched a couple other ones, and you don't suck." He actually didn't say that, paraphrasing, just me. He was way more professional than that. I said, "Thanks, man." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Send you a couple other things." And he started telling me what they do there. And, they do a lot of German style, a lot of, like, a traditional style beers. And that kind of turns me on. So I'm super excited. Got a 4-beer bomber from them. So I'll rip through these and probably post them all on the same day, probably, or something like that. Anyway, let's dive into it. As far as what it says on this can, it says Daredevil Lager, Pils, German-style Pilsner, authentic traditional lager. This German-style Pilsner proves the flavor and aroma of a German malt and hops with a clean, crisp finish. Prost. 5% alcohol by volume. Daredevil Brewing Company. Brewing eclectic, aggressive, fun beers is not for the timid. Fortunately, the only thing we like better than a challenge is drinking the end result. Label-wise, it's cool. It's pretty much what the Crowler kind of looks like that I got from Joel. Just a little bit more refined, beer specific, obviously. But yeah, I kind of dig it. I like their logo a lot. The D with the helmet, the Daredevil thing. I just dig it. I don't know why. So yeah. So he sent me a Pilsner. Sent me a Dunkel beer. Sent me a Pale Ale, I think, a double dry hop Pale Ale, a double IPA, kind of West Coast leaning. That's me pouring like a douchebag. And one other one, like I said, it was 6, and I think that was 5 I just mentioned. Anyway, why start with the Pilsner? Well, I've said it before, but if you haven't heard me talk about it, if you go into a brewery, drink their small beers. Go for the Kolsch, go for the Pilsner, go for the Lager. That's typically what I do when I go into a brewery for the first time. Because what you're going to do there, you might not get this crazy, insane, robust 2x4 to the face of malt or hops or whatever you're looking for, but you're looking for cleanliness. Are they really good at making the beers that they produce? Because you can actually make a big double dry hop super hazy thing and actually have negatives in it, but they kind of get covered up in all the bits and pieces of the beer. Same thing goes with stouts. If you do a bigger stout, whether it be imperialized or adjunct or whatever, you can kind of skirt past a couple issues. You really know where to hide in a Pilsner. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I always dive to one first time I go in a brewery. Anyway, talked enough for that head to settle down a little bit. It was bigger than 4 fingers of giganticness because of the way this dude pours. I just have that thing where I can't tilt the glass on camera. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, it settled down to rocky. It was pretty creamy stuff to begin with. Rocky on the edges now. And man, you could toast all the ants with that thing. That is magnifying glass clear. Yeah, grandma can use that to read the funnies or the obituaries. I don't know which way your grandma leans. But yeah, soft carbonation to it. As you can see everything about the beer. And it's very light, even light for a Pilsner. So yeah, she definitely, she looks the part, but she looks super clean, super filtered, super old school, let's put it that way. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. Just nice, clean, crisp Pilsner malt. Nothing as far as negativity in the nose whatsoever. No kind of funky little butteriness, no little bit of kind of like cream corniness on that stuff. Just sweet, clean Pilsner malt with a subtle, ever so subtle bit of kind of, I want to say generic. When I say generic, it's more of kind of an old school kind of bittering hop, which is what you're going to get for your Pilsners. You know what I mean? Kind of your Zaz hop or something like that. So yeah, just a sweet Pilsner goodness, malt goodness, and a little bit of bittering. Not too much there. Not that you need any. Cheers. That, my friends, is a Pilsner. I'm not going to be the person to sit here and actually talk about, like, Pilsners really make me go ape shit. I love a good Pilsner. But they're just as utilitarian as they are tasty, and tasty in a way that they're kind of, all about pretty much what I said, which is cleanliness. So most Pilsners nowadays, or I shouldn't say most of your Pilsners you see nowadays from your like cool hipster breweries tend to throw so much shit at a Pilsner or Kolsch or whatever that it ends up kind of bastardizing the beer into something and it's not. They just call it that just because it sounds fun to call beer Pilsner. When you're double dry hopping this and doing this, and the other thing, it's not a Pilsner anymore. This is a Pilsner. What this is a beer that is meant to be drank. It definitely drinks less than 5%. The clearness shouldn't be confused with it being small either. It doesn't taste tiny, it doesn't taste big. It tastes less than 5, but bigger than 4. It has a nice mouthfeel to it. It's not too thin. It's not water in any means whatsoever. There's almost like a slight, subtle, smoky character to the Pilsner malt, too. Other than that, a little bit of that bittering. Just super subtle amount of bittering to it. And that's it. It's meant to be drank. This is a chugger. This is what you would bring to a tailgate, to a barbecue, to watch the Colts lose. Sorry, guys, but this is a drinking beer, and it does it pretty damn good. So let's talk about it. This is one of the better Pilsners I've had as of late. It's in the running. I can't say it's number one because while it is super tasty and I'm enjoying it, I feel like other ones kind of I don't know, can tweak me a little bit in a direction that I like a little bit more. It's hard to say. It's hard to actually express the difference. It's very minute, but it's definitely in the conversation. Not on the outside looking in, kind of on the edge, but definitely not up there with the top ones. But pretty damn tasty. I mean, the amount of Pilsners I've had over the past couple months aren't that many, so it's definitely one of the better ones, let's put it like that. Value and availability, no idea. He actually wrote me a bunch of emails, or wrote me one email with a bunch of information about all these beers in it, and I'm kind of ignored it on purpose. I don't want to read anything about it. I don't want to read anything. Some of them don't have ABVs on the beer, things like that. I just don't want to know anything about the beer when I go into it. I like to be as blind as possible, so yeah, sorry for not reading all the information. If there was monetary amounts in there and availability, I apologize, but I want to go into stuff fresh and clean. And maybe somebody out there can chime in, let us know, and just say if you like what we like this. If you like Pilsners. No shit, Sherlock. If you like smaller beers, if you like lager beers, it's not a huge lager character to it. I usually get this little funky, subtly funky fruitiness from lager yeast, a bit of dryness. You're not getting a ton of it here, so it's not like this huge, gigantic kind of lager presence to it, but it's super chuggable, super drinkable, so if you like your Kolsch's, your Pilsners, those kind of beers, you definitely like this one, because guess what? That's what it is, and it's a good one. So there we go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, all 4 of those places if you want to check this dude out anywhere else. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice Pilsner right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.